protein. Recently, everywhere I look in my local supermarket, I see that plastered over absolutely everything that I look at. No other macronutrients, just protein. Food companies seem to think that that word has our culture completely enamored. And looking at the numbers, they might be right. In 2025, people around the world were expected to spend about 4.9 billion on protein snacks alone. Over the next 10 years, that spending is expected to grow by 9% every year. If that happens by 2035, the protein snack market would be worth around $10.8 billion, which is more than double this year's projection. And according to industry data, the sports nutrition market, which is largely supplements and fortified products, is now worth £1.1 billion in the UK, growing by about 19% year on year. The world's biggest food companies are making huge amounts of money selling us high protein products. Together, they're pulling in well over $100 billion just from products marketed as high protein. And that tells us one thing: the protein trend isn't just a craze, it's a full-blown industry, which makes these food companies like Nestle, PepsiCo, Mondelez, and General Mills very, very happy indeed. As an essential nutrient, high protein doesn't really sound all that bad. But is this just another example of overconsumption and the health halo effect? Clever marketing that makes you buy more of something because current thing is healthy, and you don't really need to give it much more thought than that. We've been doing this for a very long time. Low fat felt better, even if you were just replacing it with sugar.
KP lower fat crisp, they're 30% less fat, but 100% tasty.
Gluten-free, natural, organic, vegan, low carb, no added sugar. These just feel healthier, like you're making a good choice. These marketed buzzwords have made their way down the pipeline through focus groups to us, the customer, and like good little customers, we bought more of it. It's more of the same from these food companies, and now it just looks like it's protein's turn. The difference is, however, this time I think we actually all need a lot more protein. For me, being brought up vegetarian, I strangely never really thought about protein all that much. I had strangers and classmates ask me where I got my protein from, because meat equals protein, right? But honestly, I never really had an answer for them. I wasn't dead or famished. If anything, I was a bit underfamished. And if no one told me that I should be worried, it would have just never occurred to me. But I hit 30. And as everyone beyond that age knows, you need to choose one of the following: run a marathon, hit the gym, or get a hair transplant. And given that I was bigger and I felt like I had no problem in putting on muscle in the past, I chose what I thought was the easier option, number 2. Now, I want absolutely no judgment, okay? I am not cooked yet, and I am definitely not ready to show the class. But I will say it has been quite a humbling experience tracking my reps, calories, and making sure that I hit that all-important daily protein. And as a result, I noticed something a little different about going to the gym this time. For some reason, I felt like I was made of fucking lightning. Like all this energy had come out of nowhere, and I could just do so much more with my day. Turns out it is actually quite important to get enough protein, which was news to me. As a fussy vegetarian kid, clearly my beige plate wasn't giving me enough. So I'm absolutely the target market for this trend. Depending on your activity level, you might need somewhere between a gram to 2.4 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight a day, which for me here or there is about 150 grams a day. But what people don't really understand is that having more protein than that has absolutely no extra benefit. You might think that more is better. Protein equals muscle, but actually it just means that you're eating more calories. For me, I just had to put a little extra thought in what I was eating. Greek yogurt, eggs, and a little bit of protein powder here or there. That was absolutely plenty for me to hit my daily protein. And for most of us out here in the Western world, you probably hit your protein without even really realizing it. The powders and bars and supplements are really just more of a convenience thing. Every era has its buzzword, even if that buzzword is necessary and healthy. The problem comes when these products use the health halo effect to hide what's really going on underneath. Just look at this article from The Independent. New research shows that customers are being misled by sugar-packed snacks marketed as healthy options. Making things taste better with sugar. Revolutionary. Customers are being misled by snack bars that are marketed as healthy, but are actually packed with sugar and calories. 37% of the bars were marked as high in sugar, while 55% were high in saturated fat. For example, these protein balls, are clearly trying to tap into this trend. With its protein label and dumbbell icon, you might expect this to be something a bodybuilder would pick up. I mean, it's a protein ball. It's clearly got to be made of like 100% protein. And if you're in a rush, you might well pick this up. But when you actually take a look and break it down compared to other products, like these grenade bars, for example, a typical 60-gram grenade bar delivers about 21 grams of protein with only around 2 grams of sugar. Whereas these 40-gram protein balls have only around 4.6 grams of protein, but 16 grams of sugar. You wouldn't be far off calling this junk food in disguise. Just to put that into perspective, a typical latte contains almost double the amount of protein for the same amount of calories. It means that the label protein doesn't carry an awful lot of meaning to you. In the UK, we have this little traffic light system for our food, red, amber, and green, and it shows you at a glance if the macros of the food that you're looking at are high, medium, or low. While not perfect, it does show at a glance customers what's inside the product. And it goes right here at the front of the box, except for protein. That information isn't always available at the front. You might have to do a bit of digging for that. So products can call themselves high protein even if, for example, they're also really high in sugar or saturated fat. And as busy customers who are just trying to make good choices, we can quite easily fall into the trap of buying something we didn't intend to. So yes, we should probably welcome a higher protein content in our foods for a number of reasons. For satiety, muscle retention, and growth. But just not with a bunch of junk attached to it. I don't think that's too much to ask. This health halo effect makes these products seem really appealing. But unfortunately, we can't just follow what advertising tells us. Shocking, I know. This has happened before and it's going to happen again. But just like the mega money these food companies are making from our quick decisions whipping around a supermarket, there'll be a new word that everyone gravitates towards next. And unfortunately, it's just a win-win for them and their monopoly. So on that depressing note, thank you very much for watching and let me know your thoughts downstairs. Bye.